Hi everybody, welcome to this virtual conference. Firstly, thank you Websan and Andrew King for the invitation. My name is Dan Pike, I'm director of eKnowtion. We are a Microsoft consultancy firm based in Melbourne, Australia with over 15 years of experience in the world of business intelligence and enterprise resource planning. We solve businesses' reporting and analytics needs through a suite of Power BI pre-designed reports that gives in-depth insights into businesses' sales, finance, and operations. Today, we will run through our sales, inventory, and manufacturing apps. Of course, there is so much we could show you, but we picked only a few selected reports to fit in the 30-minute schedule. So those are our apps. We have a Power BI Insights Connector app for Business Central, and we have 11 Power BI apps: sales, purchasing, inventory, finance, receivable, payables, cash flow, CRM, job service, and manufacturing. As you see, we cover most of the Business Central application areas. Now, all our apps are available and can be downloaded from Microsoft App Source. So you can find our apps here. To test our apps, you can easily download them by clicking Get It Now button, and this will download the apps with our demo data, which you will see shortly. Now, the best way we would recommend to evaluate our apps is to connect them with your Business Central data. Now, to do that, you'll have to install our Power BI Insights Connector app. The Connector app acts like a bridge between your Business Central and Power BI. You can follow a simple instructions on our website, businesscentralinsights.com/install, where you will find a short 5-minute video and instructions how to install the apps. We offer a 30-day free trial, which means you will have 30 days to test our apps with your data. Let me firstly introduce our Power BI Insights Connector app. So when you open the Connector app in Business Central, you will quickly notice that we support unlimited number of Business Central companies. Now, the big advantage of multi-company data sets is that you can consolidate your data in Power BI. For example, you can view your sales or financial data across multiple companies in one report. Now here you will be able to select which companies you would like to import into Power BI and which one is the default one. Dimensions play a key role in every financial or also operational reporting. That's why each of our apps will support up to 12 custom financial dimensions, including customer group, salesperson, and item group dimension. This will give you enough flexibility to bring into Power BI all your financial dimensions you require. Each industry and each company is different, and you will have a different KPIs and targets. Therefore, in our Connector app, you'll be able to set up lower and upper boundaries for some standard measures. For instance, if your standard profit percentage is between 25 and 35%, and then you would set up lower and upper boundary accordingly. If the profit would be below 25, then the flag or the color will be red. Between 25 and 35 will be yellow, and above 35 will be green. And you can see that you can set up this for any of our apps. There will be a standard financial and other measures. Similarly, you can set up item attributes. You can pre-select up to 16 item attributes, and then you'll be able to filter your data in Power BI by those item attributes. And there is much more. For instance, you can set up aging groups, aging buckets for your receivables and payables apps. And even we support row-level security, where you can restrict data for your Power BI users. For instance, for your salesperson to only see their own sales data, or for project managers to only see their own jobs. And all this is well documented on our website, businesscentralinsights.com/setup, where we have video and also short articles about all of this, all of those topics that I just presented. Let's jump into Power BI and let's start with the Sales Insights Power BI report. So when you open our Sales Insights report, on the first home menu, you'll see a list or menu of all the reports. So our Sales Insights app will have over 50, close to 60 pre-built report pages. And those reports will be grouped into different categories. So we have customer sales, item sales, total item sales, sales shipments, resource sales, sales orders, sales invoices, and also AI visuals. On the left-hand side, you can choose a fiscal year and also a company. That's a Business Central company. And on the right-hand side, you will have a list of filters. Let me introduce some of the standard Power BI features. So on this report, item sales overview, we can see our sales versus budget by month. We can see that July and August we are close to budget, that's why the color is yellow. If we are far from budget, the color will be red, and if we are above budget, the color will be green. We can drill down to next level here. So we click on the September, we will see the list of weeks in September, and if I drill down again, I'll see the individual days. We can see that on the 15th of September, the item sale was $136,000. Now, if I want to know what this number is made of, I can right-click and drill through and show more detailed sales value entry. Right? Now this will give me a list of posted sales invoices that add together to 136,000. For each of those invoices, I can see the sales numbers, quantities, profits, profit percentage, which items and customer is on this invoice. I can go back, and if I click and drill up, I'll return to the original view. So this is called drill down, drill up, and also drill through. Now, if I click on September, it will cross-filter other visuals. So now all the item sales by item category is only showing me item sales in September. And similarly for October, or if I'm only interested to see Queensland, right? So this is called cross-filtering. On the left-hand side, you will find some of the most commonly used filters, such as fiscal year month. We have area and industry. So area is dimension 1 and industry is dimension 2. And here you will be able to select sales budget. And if you have multiple sales budgets, you can choose which budget you want to compare your actuals with. As I mentioned here on the right-hand side, you will find all different item attributes and fields that you can filter, including financial dimensions. And for instance, if I want to filter this report by item attribute 1, which is color, I can click on any of the values and that will filter the report and show me only items which are blue or green. Okay. Now, next report I would like to show you is total item sales overview. And I'm showing this report just to present to you that our sales app contains not only invoiced sales, but also expected not invoiced, or outstanding sales, which is not posted sales. So that's a sales outstanding on sales orders. And here I can simply select what values they want to see on this report. So the total item sales table would be a similar one. And this one gives me a flexibility to choose rows or columns. For example, if I want to see as rows, I want to see sell to customer instead of bill to. Now this is showing me now sell to customer and their values. And if I want to see on the next level, if I want to see, let's say, item category, I can select item category. And now if I expand and drill down one level, now I can see the level 1 will be sell to customer and level 2 will be item category, right? So this is I dynamically chosen the hierarchy in this matrix. And in the same way, I'm also choosing which columns I want to show. So for instance, I want to see item sales, cost of goods sold, item profit, but I also want to see item quantity, right? I can easily add that. And for instance, I want to add outstanding quantity as well. So that's additional column here. So that's the flexible way of selecting columns and rows in this matrix. Later, I will also show you how easy it is to create custom reports, whether in Excel or in Power BI, but that this already standard report will give you enough flexibility to choose data that you want to display. If you want to know more about your customer acquisitions, take a look at the new customers report. The new customers report will give you month-by-month view of new customers, and we can click on any of the months and this will give us a list of new customers. For example, in September we have 11 new customers and we have a total sales and profit for those customers. We also have a lost customers report where you can see month by month how many lost customers we have each month. And if we click on the month, we can see the list of lost customers. This report is dynamic, which means we can dynamically choose number of days it has to pass for a customer to become lost customer. Let's have a look at the item sales by dimension report. This is a flexible report when you can choose on the left hand side any of the any of the measures. For instance, you can see the profit or profit percentage, cost of goods sold, or item sales. And then you simply click on any of the dimensions and you will see the breakdown by these dimensions. So the dimension 1 is area, so we see the sales by area. If I click on dimension 2, it's called industry. Now we have sales by industry, or by item group, or by customer group, and so on. So this is a simple way to slice and dice your item sales data by any of the financial dimensions. We also have a item sales by salesperson, so you can quickly see your most profitable salespeople. And we also have item sales by salesperson dimension. For instance, you can set up salesperson as a financial dimension. You can define budgets, and then in this report you can track for each salesperson how is tracking against defined budget. If you want to know how many of your orders are delivered on time, you can look at the on-time delivery report. On this report, we can see that only 40% of our sales orders are delivered on time. And delivery days report is giving us an indicator of how if we are delivering on time, so actual delivery days is 16 days, but requested is 14. That means that on average we are 2.1 days behind the requested delivery days. As you can see, there's so much more and so many other reports. For the end, we can look at the Q&A. So Q&A is part of every app, and it gives us ability to ask questions and by simply typing a question. So for example, we can type something like show me item sales by item category, right? And this will give us a nice chart. For instance, if I want to see this as a bar chart, I can just add there, and that's a simple report. Now, if later we could also show that if you type questions in your dashboard, you can also pin this visual on as a tile on your dashboard, which is a really easy way to create new visuals in Power BI. Next, I would like to introduce you our inventory app. Here you will find the reports that will help with different aspects of inventory, to optimize your inventory. That includes inventory value and quantity balances, inventory turnover, availability, aging, out-of-stock items, and so on and so on. I will only introduce some of the reports. So we can start with inventory overview, where you can see that the total inventory value is 17.4 millions. The previous year, the inventory value was only 8 million, which gives us a 188% increase. So please don't forget, this is all demo, randomly generated data. This is not a real company. So we can show the values here as invoiced, which means the invoiced inventory value, or we could also add expected value, which is the inventory value that is only expected, hasn't been invoiced yet. Okay? We can see that the day sales of inventory is 287, which means it takes 287 days to sell the current inventory value. And inventory turnover is 1.3, which means 1.3 times in a year we sell the whole inventory. Our biggest location is Melbourne. So if I click on Melbourne, it will also cross-filter all the visuals and KPIs to show only numbers for Melbourne. In this chart, we can see that the inventory value month by month is increasing, which is also negatively affecting our turnover ratio. We have a few minutes left, so what I'll try to do, I'll try to give you just a quick introduction and overview to our manufacturing app. This is a new app that was released earlier this year, and it has a lot of reports. And what I'll do now, I'll just quickly go through some of the reports, but you can always book a call with us, and we can do a more deep dive session into any of our apps. So you can simply go to businesscentralinsights.com and click on the Book Now button. Okay, so the Business Central Manufacturing Insights report will have a production group of reports. Then we have a dedicated production cost reports and production capacity reports. If I simply open the production overview, you will find that lots of our manufacturing reports are dynamic, which means on the left-hand side you'll be able to choose measure or row or columns and so on, which we try to make them as dynamic as possible. So for instance, if you're only interested in output quantities, you can see the output by month, let's say for the road bike. If I click on the road bike, then this will be cross-filtered to show us output quantity for road bike month by month compared to previous year. We can see that road bikes are produced on those production orders. We can see that there is 4 road bikes are produced on the released production order and 5 on the finished production orders. And we can do similarly with the, let's say, quantity consumed. Now we're interested in quantity consumed. What you will notice that those quantities here, those items changed because now those are components items. Those are not the finished manufactured finished product items. So if we want to know month by month how many tubes we consumed, we can just click on this one and it will give me month by month compared to previous year. Okay? And so on. So there are lots of different measures we can explore and review data here in the production overview. Now, production table is one of our smart tables where you can basically dynamically choose rows and columns. And like I showed you before, so I can unselect everything. For instance, if I'm only interested to show produced item number, and now for each produced item number, I want to see production orders or production order lines. You see, those are items that I'm producing. And if I expand one level, I will see the production orders. And now if I expand another level, now this will give me production order lines where those items are produced. Okay, so select rows. I can dynamically choose the hierarchy in this table. Now, similarly, I can choose which columns I want to see. For instance, I'm only interested in production order quantity, remaining quantity, and output and finished percentage, for instance. And that will give me a nice table of only columns that I selected, recalculated when we choose different capacity. And of course, we have a routing Gantt chart. So for each production order, you can see all the operations on a timeline as well. This report will give us quick overview of the on-time and in full production. So if the production was overdue, we'll quickly see that, which month and how many production orders were overdue. Or if it was incomplete, so we didn't produce all the items, we will also find it here. So that's the on-time and in full production. Of course, you can see all the production measures here on the right-hand side. You can choose lots of production measures, and you can see this by location or by any time period. So let's say if you want to see the output or consumption quantities by week or day or month, we can just choose here. And if I drill on columns, I can change this view. So for instance, right now we see this week by week. If I drill up, I'll see month by month or quarter by quarter, and the opposite, if I drill down, I can even show the production order quantity day by day for different production orders. We have dedicated reports for production cost. So as you can see, we have a breakdown of complete production costs. So we have material capacity, subcontracted, capacity overhead, manufacturing overhead costs. And any of those costs, you can see this as actual expected, as an expected cost variance or deviation percentage, or standard cost variance and cost deviation percentage. So it's a lot of different combinations to show here. So we're going to see material cost, material actual cost, or capacity actual cost, or capacity expected cost. We can simply change the views here. We also created lots of different views of the production costs, so we can see the cost variance. We can see for each production order all of the cost in this matrix. Standard cost variance, where we have a standard cost variance and deviation percentage, including the flags. We can quickly see where we are above or below. Expected cost variance in a similar way. And then, of course, we have all those production cost reports that you can see by location or by different time periods. So you can see for each subcomponent, for each production order, you can see what is the cost by month, by week, by day. And we can also compare production order cost by 2 custom-defined time periods. So we can just choose any of 2 time periods, and here we will see the current period, comparison period, and the variances in one little table. Now, at the end, I will also like to show you some of the capacity reports we have. We have a capacity overview report, a capacity table with the for each machine or machine center or work center. We see the production orders and we see the capacity need here. What is the remaining time used? We have a more detailed breakdown of actual run time, setup time, stop time, and costs as well. And all of those columns and rows are, of course, dynamic. Like on other reports, you can choose what is the breakdown and the hierarchy. We have capacity efficiency report. Now, for each machine and work centers, you could see that what is the total effective and capacity efficiency, what is the actual capacity need, and also based on that, what is the actual capacity efficiency. I have a capacity load report. This is a similar one that's available in Business Central as well. And last but not least, actual versus expected capacity, including variances and deviation percentages. So that was really a really quick overview of our manufacturing report. We could definitely spend the whole webinar just talking about manufacturing, but this was just a quick overview just to present to you what is available and all the data that is available in Power BI for you. So for the end, I would just like to say, please try our apps, download them from App Source, connect with your data, start 30-day free evaluation trial, and there's no lock-in contract as well, so you can cancel our apps at any time. We're constantly listening to our customers, and every month we are improving our apps, so if you have a new reporting requirement, please reach out and we will add this new report in the next month. That will conclude my presentation. I want to thank you again for your attention.